So we have today here Julia Offe. Julia is from Germany. Could you introduce yourself in a few words?
Yes, definitely. I came here from Hamburg in Germany, where I've been living for more than 20 years now, and I am a molecular biologist by training. I went to the universities of Tübingen and Freiburg in the south of Germany and moved, first to Munich for my PhD and then to Hamburg, and I've lived in Hamburg ever since.
What are you doing here in Novi Sad? Are you doing molecular biology?
No, I'm not doing molecular biology because I figured out that after my postdoc time, I thought I just shouldn't be working on one single protein for the rest of my life because and I'm more interested in lots of different aspects of science and lots of different topics. And so then I think I started in 2009, I organized events, science communication events called Science Slam, and this is also the reason why I'm invited here by your colleague, and so I will give another talk on Monday, I think, and tell something about the Science Slam format.
Cool. We'll definitely want to hear something about Science Slam. It sounds a little bit frightening to me, you know, slam. Yeah. Body slam. Bomb. Is it MMA? Do scientists fight? Or?
Just students at university. You're going to get Science Slam.
Yeah, not with their fists, of course, and luckily, and there's no blood on stage. Okay. And actually, the
but
audience.
Tears, definitely.
But it's still a competition, so that's the idea, that it's a competition in science communication. And we have like 5 or 6 students or young professionals, like most of them are PhD students, there's some postdocs, there's some master's students, and they present their own scientific topic on stage, and in the end the audience gets to vote which presentation they like most.
Audience is the judge.
Yes.
And what's the format? It's like 10 minutes or...
Yes, I don't know how familiar you are here with the Poetry Slam.
Yes, let's pretend we are not. Okay, so because our audience is not.
Well, a Poetry Slam has been successful throughout the world. It was invented in the 1980s in the US. And a Poetry Slam, young writers go on stage and present their own text. They read their own text. Time is limited, usually to 5 minutes, and in the end, the audience gets to vote. And this is very, very successful throughout the world, but most successful it is in the German-speaking countries. So there's a huge scene in Germany.
Slam in Germany.
Poetry Slam is a huge, and German, Austria, and Switzerland.
I must say that it's very successful here in Novi Sad. We have very good and strong scene in Rusinski Cultural Center. Yes.
I will have to
not
go
just
there
down there, but it's really good there.
So,
sorry.
Judging by your description of Poetry Slam, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, stand-up? Or even, I don't know, hip-hop battle or stuff?
It is a bit like this. Yeah.
But no music and...
no music. In the Poetry Slam, there's no music and nothing. There's just spoken word.
And it doesn't have to be funny.
No singing, no.
And in Science Slams, there is the audience is our scientists.
No, so the parallel between the Poetry Slam and the Science Slam, first of all, since the Poetry Slam is so successful in the German-speaking countries, maybe that's no wonder that the Science Slam was invented in Germany, actually, and actually was invented 2 times independently, in 2006 and in 2008. And I was already working, still at the university, but also working as a science journalist then. And I met the organizer from the city of Braunschweig, which is close to Hanover. I met him at a science journalists conference, and he told me all about it and said, well, we have the big auditorium, and we sell beer, and we have science on stage, and the audience gets to vote afterwards. And I was like, science and drinking beer at the same time, these are my favorite things to do. Have been for a long time, talk about science over a beer. That's what you do when you do your PhD and so on.
Exactly,
And we can institutionalize that and get some more people to make that experience. Yeah, and the parallels are that in a science slam, you don't read your own text like in a poetry slam. And in a poetry slam, you have to read your own text, but maybe there are some authors in the world who can write better than you can, but it still has to be your own text, and it's the same in a science slam, you have to present your own science project.
That's what I wanted to
so
ask you,
it's
yeah.
not, I cannot, as a molecular biologist, I cannot
Ah,
talk about black holes just because I think, black holes are much more interested than ion-gated chloride channels, which I did my PhD on.
That's definitely a limitation, but also it's a kind of nice way to, say not everybody can participate. You need to do some science. Right. And so there's some kind of
Yes.
But still, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And we also have some science slams, right? We had some.
Not so sure.
Yes, we had.
Yes, I think. Yeah.
We had.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, and maybe
Yeah.
every year.
Oh, yeah.
Flatibody.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But somehow I don't know.
It's faded away. It was, it didn't stick out for them.
But that's probably one of the reasons why we have Julia. So to talk about it basically and sounds
to revive science.
Yes,
slam
of course.
in Serbia.
I mean, it sounds like awesome concept, and I'm pretty sure that there will be young scientists who will be interested in. I mean, now those I have lots of like associations when you describe a science lab. For example, there is that awesome competition, Dance Your PhD.
Yeah.
Have you heard about it?
Yes, I have.
And actually, some of the winners are amazing.
Yeah. Amazing dancers.
Yeah, a couple of years ago there was I think a dance about an organism and their movement. It's a masterpiece. I mean, I'm not a like art critic, but we'll share this because it's really I watched it probably a couple of dozens of times.
But if you want to show somebody's movement of animals by movement, it's like an easy task.
Yeah.
It's kind of more problematic if you want to ion channels or something like that.
Well, probably that's where
or black
creativity,
holes.
Your creativity shines.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, that's really interesting concept. So you say science slams are now popular in Germany?
Yes, very, very popular.
So
Like
there's
in the general populace, like people want to go, I want to drink beer and listen something about science.
Yeah, that's actually, we have one on the day I will return, and we sold 600 tickets. We sold out of 600 tickets, 20 euro each.
Wow.
Yeah. That's excellent.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wasn't prepared for this. This is really important.
Yeah, it's very successful.
Yeah. Like big bands that don't sell so much tickets.
This is like the Northern German Championship in science slams, or the best of the last year of Northern Germany. But in our regular science slams in Hamburg, I've been putting lots of effort in this since 2009, but we attract 500 people now, and it's like 6 times a year.
6 times a year.
Yes.
You have a lot of scientists.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah, but we have a lot of scientists, but I always have to invite them from some other cities. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm in the lucky position that I live in a capital, and everyone wants to travel to Hamburg. So if I pay for their, they don't get money for their presentation, but I cover their travel costs.
Yeah.
And so people would like to come to Hamburg. It's more difficult for the organizers in smaller cities.
Okay, so how do we transplant that whole thing here in Serbia? What should we do? I mean, we want to do this because we want to talk about science. We want people and audience and public and citizens to hear more about science. And this sounds like an awesome way of tricking them to listen about
engaging
science.
people.
You'll drink beer, you'll eat something, and you'll listen. I don't know, some fun stuff about science. Yeah, how do we do that? I mean,
we should. Basically, there is a. It's not the problem, but that's problem for the young scientists. They should pass that thing. Should science be interesting? Like you must make your scientists interesting and make it comprehensible for the some guy that is taxi driver, or I don't know.
A big yes.
Yeah.
A big yes.
Yeah, and I don't know. Is that's a big question for even for scientists in Serbia? Should we engage in that stuff? I know it's for bigger purpose,
Yes.
and it's very important. But there is like, I'm doing my PhD.
Yes.
I don't have time for anything. Should I engage that? How the people from Germany find the enthusiasm to pursue stuff like that?
Well, I think times are actually changing, and even more now that after the COVID crisis, people understood that people who do not believe in science are a danger to all of us, and don't listen and don't respect and don't know anything about the scientific methods. So I think that gave a boom for the Science Slam, but I hear quite often that some PhD students say, well, I really think it's important, I would like to present, but please don't record me because my supervisor doesn't. I don't want him to know, because he thinks it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a lot of time. I mean, preparing a 10-minute talk.
So it's almost important to kind of educate the professors,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's at least two axes. It has to be interesting and it has to be good science. And I don't know, I have another axis, like 3D. So it's really hard to combine everything. Because sometimes it's interesting science, but it's not.
I know. I know that all funding agency like dissemination to the general populace, like to people see where money is
Yes,
spent.
they require you to do that.
Yeah, they require you to do that.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday I was here listening to a dissemination event where people who had a project about twins in register of twins, they were talking about what they do, and the guy who was the speaker, he's a psychologist, but they in their project they also have that genetic component, so they have collaboration with people from Genetics Institute in Belgrade, IMGGI, and what I was interested in was that part. So it was really cool. It was it was. Conceptualized like, okay, he was doing his talk, he had a 20-25 minute talk, and then after that there was a moderator, and also the audience was really free to,
engage,
to participate. And it turned out into a very interesting conversation, which is awesome that
Was the group
interact.
heterogeneous?
Well, that's what I wanted to say. One of the questions was, okay, so how do you manage to have another a volunteer for? I mean, you need to have like twins, twin, and there are older people and babies and stuff. So how do you reach? How do you have some problems with explaining what you're doing? And then I realized that in the audience were mainly
a lot of twins.
But actually, there was one woman told us that she was she was
in experiment.
Sorry, but what I realized that in the audience were mostly people who are already interested in science. So basically, when you ask yourself, what's the impact of that dissemination event? Basically, everybody came who was already interested. And that made me think, what do I do to some kind of, trick people?
So what we do is actually we go to venues where, like concert venues and so on. So this is, for example, actually what we have in Hamburg and in Cologne, we are the only spoken word event that takes place there. There's no theater, nor no literature event, nothing. There's only rock concerts and techno parties until 11 o'clock in the morning.
I'm getting culture shock here. Really?
Yes. Because we thought we cannot wait until people come to the academic ivory tower and ask, would you please tell me something about science? We have to go out and try to go there where the people already are.
Actually, I copied some of the hardcore punk attitude, and I'm trying to do something like that. For example, today there will be some. I think there will be some event, Festival Podzemlja. I think it will be today. So I plan to go there and just like I have these stickers, and I also have some of them in the making, and I just plan to just drop them on some of the stands.
Yeah, that's very good.
And also to this is the sticker, so you can paste it on the wall. So actually, it just came to my mind out of nowhere. So I'm really glad that like you guys are doing the thing. I mean,
so is that like Germany is a big country. There is a lot of scientists. So basically, that's your only not only thing you do, but you left the molecular biology. So basically, you like through evolution, you became the science promoter, something like that. It was like needed for the German population to be a person like you.
Well, actually, for my personal story or journey to where I'm now is that I had lots of friends, from school, and also all my family. They are all not scientists. They're like historians or actors or whatever, and. In the moment where I talked about, animal research and genetically modified organisms, people go like this and just at that, and the conversation just stops. And I thought, well, we need to find a way where this conversation doesn't stop right away, so people at least get the chance to get more information. And also, it's important to be able to make decisions, people, it will influence how people vote, their opinions, and they need to have some basic knowledge about this.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So basically, that's a similar thing here. This thing that we're doing right now was born out of the frustration. In my case, it was really heartfelt frustration.
What do you think? How Corona added to need of science communication and to?
How it added? Well, actually, I was into the. I had quite some engagement against the pseudoscientific scene in Germany. I'm also a part of the skeptics. It's skeptic.
Society,
the Skeptic Society.
I listened to a podcast, Skeptics Guide to the Universe.
Yes.
Is it that novella, Brothers?
Yeah, that's the same.
Awesome.
Society,
That's awesome podcast. I also give them $1. I mean, I'm patron. Yeah. So I love them. Yeah, they're awesome. Cara Santa Maria, she did her PhD recently, and I love them.
Yeah, so, and we have also, not huge, but I think we have like 2,000 members in Germany, and
So you have like a kind of club of like something like that. So, we should make that here in Serbia. If there is not already somebody, But that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. To be skeptical. To be skeptical.
Yeah. Yes,
But not to be denier.
No,
that's a difference, right?
Yeah, and actually that's a semantic problem because climate skeptics are not the kind of skeptics we are, and
they're deniers.
Yeah.
I mean, we love them. They're all our people, right? Everybody is potentially our people. Everybody is potentially our audience. I mean, we need to embrace everybody. Which is sometimes really hard and frustrating and stuff. Yeah, but we need to be open.
And we are open. We're doing it's open. Like Science Slam is open for everyone who wants to come and participate even. Is it allowed for participation from, I don't know, like quantum medicine or something like that?
Everyone, they have to do their research, connected to a university. If you say, I did some private research about my family history, that's not allowed.
Yeah. Well, that's good filter. That's good filter. Yeah.
Is it good filter? Because there are some questionable institutions in the world. I'm not sure if it's in Germany, but I don't know, for example, that in UK you have, I think, acupuncture institutes, or even like subject in course in like some of the maybe they're shady like institutions, but I think they're semi-official. So if you wanted to,
it's the best filter we have, and it's sort of an official filter.
Because
Because everyone will understand. And it's not so easy for me to say, well, acupuncture, it's bullshit. Please don't
which it is.
Which it is, yes. But
there are bigger bullshits like homeopathy, but still,
Yeah, so but we don't have applicants from this, and I don't think they have very big niches, and they are under lots of fire in Germany. So
that's cool. That's cool.
Actually, they don't have that problem, because I'm sure that acupuncture and homeopathy in Germany is like very
niche. I think it's niche, like a niche.
Like you get money from that. It's like they don't need to
the
promote
reason,
themselves. You know, you just put
okay.
on the I'm doing acupuncture. They're going to have a lot of people, so they don't need to promote anything.
It's actually quite popular. Unfortunately.
In whole world, in whole Western world, if I could.
Well, we here have like a sizable problem with that, and that came into view, in my case, after COVID hit, and then
the COVID was a big
like a filter, like
filter, something like that. Maybe the light.
Light filter, like a
light filter. You know,
polarizer.
We have problem with I don't know, should I say that, with our Minister of Health, because you know there was a lot of problems. You know, we just saw at that point that there is a lot of holes in the.
And I'm not sure. I don't know what the situation in Germany is with their national TV and stuff. But here in Serbia, you can say a lot of stupid things on national TV. No, really. Sometimes I even have a feeling that it's encouraged. Those people are encouraged to, like, I don't know, to confuse citizens. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm reading in too much, of my frustration. Maybe I'm wrong, but.
Well, on national TV, it's quite okay in Germany, but all these people say we need to. They have this so-called alternative media, which promote the alternative medicine and alternative physics, and it's all there's complete bullshit. Very successful YouTube channels and groups and heroes and whatever. It's still a huge problem, but the national TV is quite good and science-based, and but it's under attack of the other side.
What do you think, except, for example, Science Slam, like a whole event and whole phenomenon, what do you think, what are the other ways to reaching out to the, I don't know, people and making science like more approachable or whatever?
I think science is fairly approachable, but
well, actually, I'm not sure. If I mean, what do you think? What I mean, what's because I
think
read,
it's just advertisement, because it's
I read your interview. It was in German, but I translated 17 questions, something like that. It was like 17 questions. And then I read that you not only organize science slams, but there was something like science podcast or something like that.
This is, we did it only a few times. We invited some science podcasts, and actually the person who was more in charge was someone who's very into podcasting. And but I'm the one who organizes events, so we teamed up to do this. And we didn't do a podcast ourselves. He does. But we tried to attract the crowd for listening, live recording on stage. But it was, it was not very successful, to be honest. I think that there are different people. People like to go somewhere with a beer and listen to. There are other people who like to listen to a podcast while they are driving or cleaning the house.
Maybe that's a cultural thing. Do you record those science slams?
Yes, we have a YouTube channel, and actually, we have a YouTube channel. We have, I think, like 600 videos there and about 60,000 followers. So it's, I mean, it's quite something, because we don't produce YouTube content. We just have a camera in the stage.
Our podcast right now has more than 50 followers.
More than 50. That's
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Yes.
so basically, like we have not that we have problem in Serbia, but there is a international language which is English.
Of course.
And obviously.
Yes.
You don't have that problem in Germany, because there is a
large market of German-speaking people. Yeah, of course. So that's one very important factor. really important. But actually, we're not really only Serbian market. There is a regional market, people who speak Croatian, Montenegrin, Bosnian and stuff. Even people from Slovenia understand some of them. So it's not that we are that much limited, but yes, it's like probably mainly about making your product, like you said, advertising.
Yeah.
It's what we're doing right now. But for example, in my case, please.
Yeah, I think, well, sometimes we are asked, well, can I present in English? And we always say, when you speak German and German is your mother tongue, then please present in German, because when you present in English, it will be very scientific, because it's, it's your normal academic language, and you will be very academic about it. And, Science Slam is a lot about irony, being funny, having some, references to, pop culture, to songs, to Netflix, whatever. And so this is why I really want everyone to speak German who can. And also in the audience, I noticed that, we only allow 1 out of 6 to present in English when they don't speak German. But in the audience, many people don't understand. They won't understand a joke in English. They will not understand some irony and some remarks or references to some books or whatever. Even I don't get part of it. And a general audience, and I'm of course quite glad that we actually reached out. I think everyone graduated from high school in our audience, but not everyone from university. So and the people, they learn English at school and they use it on holidays once a year, and they are not able to follow
but also on the other hand, I mean, I'm playing the devil's advocate. On the other hand, I know that there are a lot of students in Germany from abroad. I'm not sure how their research is done, in which language. I know that Germans not insist, but they love their language, and which is totally cool. So I guess they have some kind of part of their research is probably done in German, but there are people from abroad. Do you have foreign participants in science slams? So among those people who speak in I don't know.
Yeah, most of them, they are foreign postdocs and so on.
And a lot of them. So then a lot of them speak in German, right?
No, they speak. The people who speak in English, they are foreign postdocs.
So it's
and of course, in the lab, everyone speaks English. Yeah. People can come for a postdoc for 3 years without a single word of German.
That is probably one of the main goals, to find a balance where you will engage a huge audience and keep that momentum. Because
if you want just to say on the university, the English is the language that you know.
But still, keep other people also engaged, because that's also cool to see somebody, from somewhere to, he's in your country, he likes to be there, he's having good time and stuff. So it's a probably fine balance.
Yeah, and I also think, because, I think it's a huge step from the lab and the English academic world outside in a club on stage. There, it's a huge step they have to take, and that's even since they are supposed to speak in German, it's like a switch that's changed. So they know this is totally novel what they're doing. They're not just shortening their last talk from the last conferences by so many minutes, because they really have to start from a new perspective.
When you said that, and also related to your interview, there was a question for you. What do you think? What does the good science communicator has to have? Which kind of characteristics? And you mentioned they need to be extroverts.
Yeah.
But are there some introverts that you can, who just fight, or maybe who don't have a good time, but they are trying? I mean, that's a much harder thing to do.
You have two things. The guy must be basically scientist and to be extrovert. That's not sometimes those things are not going.
Yeah, well, I think they're like the two poles of people who want to participate in the science, and one of them is the extroverts who think, I'm a scientist, but in my real life, I'm a very famous actor. From the bottom of my heart, I want to be on stage and I want 500 people to cheer. And the other half is the ones who think it's very important that we communicate science, and also maybe because they think everything is tax funded, the public science, and we have to explain this to the public. And so I think this is the between these poles, there are the people.
Wide spectrum.
Yeah, a wide spectrum, and there's the, I know some theoretical physicist, he is on stage and, talking.
I'm already laughing. This is already
like equation. So we have a
talking quietly and talking, about this, I don't know, whatever, and he says, "No, you're laughing. It's not so easy for a theoretical physicist to stand here." And everyone's like, "Oh, we love him so much. He does this for us." Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really hard thing to do for some people.
Yeah, probably. But the bar, I think, for bar it's very okay because if it's people drink more beer.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of the that's helping. Probably helping. Yeah, people are like.
And I think one of the things that's crucial to be heard and to be listened to is that you show them your vulnerability, just like I said, and you show them that you're just like them. I'm a person who has so much in common with you in the audience, and this might be a reason for you to listen to me because what I know might be interesting for you. And trying to create this eye level, I think that's very important. Yeah.
And you mentioned, sorry,
No.
You mentioned something about your finance. You applying for taxpayer money or something, that you have some funds of the German state for doing this stuff. Offset? No.
No, I don't have. It's just the science that's paid for. The universities are paid for, and this is the motivation for the science slammers to think, well, I have to explain the taxpayers why we have we built a particle accelerator in Hamburg for billions of euros.
Yeah. So they have like kind of not obligation, but more obligation to explain why they're taking citizens. Like tax or that makes sense. When I was reading your interview, there was also one question. You said the person who wants to be a science communicator needs to set their facts straight, and to be to give a good science. Not so check 3 times. It's like what we say, measure 3 times, which is awesome advice. Something there. I had a little problem with that because I saw myself checking my facts, and never doing because I was never sure. I mean, there's some inherent. What's the opposite of being sure?
Unsure.
Well, yeah, there's something unsureness when you're a scientist. You all the time you're talking in percentages. You're talking it's most probably.
Yeah, but you put that in front of the sentence, like we found this and probably this is explanation.
Yes,
that's our hypothesis, which is experimentally proven. So,
but when you do that, you already have you maybe got rid of the certain amount of your audience because. Will they listen?
I'm not. I think that's not the problem.
I don't know.
It's not a problem.
I don't know.
It's usually it's very interesting to discuss the concept of facts because there are very few facts in science, and I also think we have to communicate that it's the strength of science to change its mind.
Yes.
That to find out that what we believed 100 years ago is not true anymore. And there are some facts which I think are really facts, like the Earth is a sphere. I think that's a fact. And proven enough, but of course,
or maybe just some opinion. I'm just joking. Yeah, that's your opinion. Evolution. That's your opinion. It's just one opinion. Just kidding. Okay.
Yeah, and I think in a science lab you have to communicate it like this.
Exactly.
So we found that we believe the data looks like this right now.
Yeah. But you should skip that. Basically, if you want, how I understood that, it's like. If you want to explain your grammar, what you're doing on your PhD studies, you can't, I'm doing that mechanistically, because, my grammar don't know the organic synthesis. You just put the things that were, white and black, and that's
Yeah, and it's only 10 minutes in a science slam. You don't
Exactly.
You don't have much time to...
You don't
to-
have
yeah,
graphs
yeah.
and error bars and
Yeah.
so on. You just explain the basic topic and maybe the method you are using, and it's also it's what I like to stress. It's about scientific projects and not about scientific results, because as I like to say, because not every science project leads to scientific results.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes you have dead ends everywhere.
Yeah, but when I was reading that interview,
Yeah.
there was I had an unpleasant reaction because, for example, here we're format of our podcast so far was three of us talk about some subject, some topic that's we think it's interesting. We think it's like right now people are talking about it, so maybe we can, I don't know, see what we know about it. I mean, of course, we Google a lot of stuff, read a lot of articles, listen to a lot of stuff, and we do make mistakes. So it's not about that inherent unsureness or whatever the word is of science.
We make a lot of mistakes.
Yes,
but okay.
but we are the mediums, and we do make mistakes. I mean, sometimes I try to put those end notes, show notes after. I mean, I'm really slow, criminally slow, but I do that, and then I stumble upon. Oh no, that's not true because this. So I'm forced to all the time to check ourselves and to find our mistakes. But
It's very hard in the live conversation to have to have all the information.
Yes. So am I doing good stuff to yes. Am I doing good stuff to still have this podcast, or should I shut up? That's because I do make mistakes and I mention them. All those ones I notice. And I also, of course, I would like a larger audience to point our mistakes. But am I doing a service to the whole thing, or maybe I'm doing this, so.
I think it's okay. I mean, when it's just an error,
Yeah, because
this happens.
Yeah, because the whole concept. Sergeant mentioned it once. He got a really good recapitulation of what we're doing. We're talking about some things that we are not experts on. So we will call people and guests, but sometimes it's just three of us. We're chemists. Sometimes we're talking about, I don't know, metabolism. I'm doing something like that, but it's not really
physics,
physics. We talked about Nobel Prize for chemistry, which is basically physics.
Veganism and things like that,
quantum dots, but it's really important that we want to talk about it. So sometimes it's like is it cognitive dissonance or something like you don't know where to what to do. But I don't want to get paralyzed because and not do anything because.
Basically, what we've done here is that we transfer our talk from the pub into the podcast. Like the slime.
But a little bit longer and long form. But But you still think that we should?
I think you should. Keep going.
That's what we wanted to hear.
I think we need more and more and more because we'll find a niche for everyone. Now you have like 50 followers, but you will have 500. But maybe that's 50 people who learn more about physics or chemistry or whatever. Every week.
You have talk like in hour, and you mentioned Monday or something like that.
Yeah, we are going to Slatibor with Mariana.
Mirena should come here, or she should pick Julia. So don't worry about. I mean, we're expecting her. Maybe she will join us. There's a microphone for her. I mean,
but she will be able to tell you more about it. I just.
Okay.
I'm at her disposal. Yeah. Maybe I should say more for your listeners about the how the science team after the 10-minute talks how it proceeds because we have as I said we have the voting. And we have these voting card sets with numbers from 1 to 10. We have 10 sets, and we give them out in the audience, say, well, who wants to be in the jury? Who wants to be in a jury? Raise your hands, and then we just carry them through the very crowded room. And then we say, well, everyone who has a jury board or in the voting cards in their hands, please talk to the people sitting around around you after
Interesting.
every single talk about how many points you want to award. And we go like...
Very, very good.
Interesting system.
Very good, yeah.
Interesting system.
And we
Yeah.
always, in the beginning, the host explains, well, 1 point, well, everyone who is here gets at least 4 points and has prepared something. And maybe if 7 points is, you get a 7 points when, well, you understood what the topic is, and maybe there was a picture of a cat in the presentation.
No, not just like emotional. You must converse it with people that you're sitting with.
And if it's a 10 point, it only award 10 points when you think you want to take a selfie with the presenter right away, and you want to go to the university and study just this topic because you think it's the most important thing you have ever heard about. That's a 10 point. And so after every single talk, so we don't wait till the end, and we don't wait until the second, after every single talk, we say, well, now it's 1 or 2 minutes time. We have some music playing, and please discuss with the people around you how many points you want to award to this talk. And then we go so you have a time pressure. You have people you have never seen before sitting around you. You have heard about a topic you have never heard of before. And so you discuss, I don't know, some cancer therapies or whatever with people you have...
And then people
you don't know. and some people go, I think it's because we don't say anything about the criteria. And some people say, well, it was not a good presentation, but I think it's very important that people work on this because we need this in our world, like climate change or whatever. And some people say, I didn't understand the word, but he was such a sympathetic guy.
These two axes. If it's a fun communication or it's a fun research. I mean, important research. Not even fun, important research. And then we need to combine it.
We go like 3, 2, 1 voting cards up in the end, and we add them up, and the one with the most points. We have a small award ceremony in the end, but everyone gets a present, and the winner gets a bit extra, like a bottle of wine or a book or something. So because we don't do it for the competition, we do it for the interaction with the audience. We have 500 people talking about quantum dots.
That's the topic. Excellent.
I need to watch it. I mean, I don't speak German. I understand really small amount, but I would like to see the like atmosphere. Probably like legendary. I mean, sounds great. If it was me, I would just tell people, okay, who's the loudest? Then who got the loudest, like cheering and clapping. So to measure like decibels, like And
this must be good.
Was there some? There probably was some talk that remained in your like something like really.
Yes, I think what's even the hardest. I always say you don't have to make them laugh. You can make them laugh.
That was my question
cry.
also. Okay.
You have to try to touch them. And some people, sometimes they're touched by people, putting so much effort. And one said it like people almost crying in the end from a woman, a scientist working on HIV cure. And another example is that also a scientist, she worked on the situation, or especially on the health situation of people who live illegally in Germany, who have no access to health services, and so and everyone was like, So this is what I keep in mind mostly, and then there are people, like superstars in science them now, who really rock the stage.
But what are the limitations? You need to speak, right?
Yeah.
Could you sing?
You can sing, you can dance, you can bring musical instruments, you can...
Do people do that?
Yes, they play music sometimes, you can team up, but I have never seen that it was better than... Because I think, that your authenticity suffers when you're a team, and then it's more scientific than about you. And you have, to show yourself, to open up yourself on stage. And almost everyone uses PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's a help. It's a help, definitely. So you have graphs or something.
Yeah, and also, people, I always have to close my eyes because there are so many copyright violations. People use like the Simpsons or
or Beatles songs.
whatever.
Beatles are known for like don't it on the YouTube. They're going to mute everything.
Yeah.
Okay, but so we agreed that we do also have a science slam, but we need to like make it like more like massive or whatever, more popular. Did you watch some of our, for example, Serbian science slams? Have you been? Yeah, I unfortunately I didn't. I would like to see that.
Yeah.
I would like to see that atmosphere.
Is it in English or in Serbian?
Well, actually, I don't know, which is a good question.
My Serbian is definitely even worse than your German.
No, but like just to see the like reaction of the people. Who was in the audience? Who was?
Yeah.
You know, it would be. For example, in Serbia, as far as I know, stand-up comedy is just getting some kind of.
It started.
Yeah, it started maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago, like
something like that.
Yeah.
But the poetry slam, it's like doing very good job. It's like really there is a lot of people. Yeah.
Did you participate?
No. I was in the audience. So,
Awesome.
But we don't judge it. It's just a clap, just cheer them up. And
but that means that there is a good basis, like a good cultural basis, because people want to hear people on stage and doing their thing.
Actually, the comparison, I have a nice quote from a friend of mine who has been a host of poetry slams for maybe 15 years now. And she says, well, in a poetry slam, people come to stage and they present their text, and if it's boring, then it's a waste of time, And in a science slam, you always learn something, at least, even if it's boring, you learn something. And she told me, well, what she likes most about science slam is that in a poetry slam, it's all about life. Love or death.
Yeah.
And in a science slam, you've got real topics.
I mean, maybe it's like a prejudice, or like maybe it's like a But when you say poetry, you always think about personal view of the world, and when you talk about science, it has to have some kind of objectivity, something like like realism, or I don't know, maybe and also have some kind of educational dimension or side of it really sounds awesome. I would like to listen to that.
Well, Julia, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hopefully that we'll try to translate some of that science slam here in Serbia, but nevertheless do the good job in science slam in Germany.
Translate and translate. Translate, definitely. We'll bring some Germans. Like it would be
Maybe
cool.
we could do that.
It would be cool because I'm sure that there are people who would like to listen German. There are some like
not just German, but they can surely do that in English.
Of
so
course.
maybe,
yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to your science slam.
Yes, it was really a big pleasure to talk to you.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. And all the best for your podcast. I wish you lots of followers.
We'll stick this on the walls. It'll be like what do you say? Propastio sam moment. Vandals. No, vandals. No. Only on allowed places, legal official places. You can clap.